Hey. Trying to get pumped for it, guys.
You should be pumped.
I am pumped.
It's your birthday.
And I don't give a fuck.
Happy birthday,
Dude,
piece of
sent
shit.
Everybody here.
I sent you and Crystal a video of a dude making a carrot cake. I watch this dude all the time. I've never seen him make a carrot cake.
A carrot cake, huh?
Yeah, and I was like, that's weird. Today he's making a carrot
on what?
on TikTok.
Oh, I'll have to look at it.
He bakes, but he's baked. Like he's high. So he makes stuff.
Hey, Dad.
What? You know we're in the middle of the fucking podcast.
I know. What you do? Are you ready? Yeah. Are you recording?
I guess.
I think there's like a bit of a miscommunication between the director, the cameraman,
I think
and the actors.
Well, but I think you're supposed to be acting, so
many
I'll
assholes
direct
we
this
got
time.
on
Okay,
this
action!
Go! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
The fuck do you want?
I know it's podcast.
I have something desperate that I need to tell you, Father.
Yeah.
That's the line.
Scusi, mi scusi.
Can I calm down?
Yes.
Sure.
Are you recording?
Yes. Action.
We are. It's
Action.
record.
Go.
Oh. I got something for you.
It's right there in the camera. It's like, not like you can't see it.
Sorry, I'm gonna squeeze behind you.
What are you all doing?
I got you some.
What is that shit?
You have to wear it for the whole podcast. The whole entire podcast. I don't care how much it hurts your beanie.
What the fuck?
And I also got you this that you also have to wear for the entire podcast.
Birthday queen?
Yes.
That's perfect.
All right.
Yes, Queen.
Stand up, I have to betroth you or whatever.
I'm not
it's called.
standing up.
Stand up!
Just
Whoa.
stand up now.
Whoa.
No, I don't want to stand up.
Fine. Just throw it over him.
It's like it's stuck right there on the tiara.
It says
Arm.
birthday queen.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. So everybody, we're screaming happy birthday. The old man.
We didn't do this for anybody else's birthday.
You have to put but
Why
you put
would
it
we?
over there by your chest.
By my chest.
Yeah.
Just put it in the front
Put it
for
right
now.
here.
Yeah.
There you go. Aw, look at Frankenstein.
Doing his best to hold it up.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put my water there too.
Are we all hanging out now, or what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, they're all on the podcast this week.
Yeah. Aren't you ready?
Yeah, it's great. Screaming happy birthday, everybody.
Okay.
Even
Happy birthday to you. Happy
I'm not a singer.
birthday to you. Happy birthday,
know.
dear Joseph. Happy birthday to you.
what the hell? Oh, that's gonna take forever to clean up.
Such a dad answer.
I win.
All right, well, that was a thing.
You can clean it up. I didn't go very far. Cheers. My hands
Sweet.
got glitter on them.
Cheers! Everybody's looking at my wife's ass right now.
My jacket covers
I do it all the time. Is that a problem?
I grab it all the time, smack it,
Well,
stare
no,
at
I
it.
was sitting on the couch and I got up and she's like, "Dang, Crystal." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Your butt be popping." Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the mess.
Yeah.
Thanks for the giant card. I actually like the blood splatter thing. And Queen bitch.
It's real blood. Me and Crystal got in a fight while trying to put it together.
I figured you just had your period all over it.
It wouldn't look like that. It'd be darker.
Yeah, you probably have a big
Good to know.
splotch right there.
What does it say in the bottom left?
Old man, baby.
Old man, baby.
Yeah. All right. Bye. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you guys.
bye.
Love you.
You're welcome, Karen.
Merry Christmas.
I got a mess to clean up now.
Yeah, that's your birthday present.
Gavin. Yeah, that's
Happy
your birthday
birthday.
present.
You just steal confetti.
No.
Here you go.
He's
Frank.
only borrowing it.
No.
He found batteries.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Well, that happened.
You old fuck.
I was a part of the planning process for that. And then you ruined it by turning it off.
You were part of that?
Yeah.
Oh, they told you about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it. Well, they came.
Well, you
I
weren't
didn't know.
supposed to know about it.
Well, nobody ever comes to the fucking door, okay?
I know. I was trying to figure out how they were going to work that out, but I figured, like...
So I was like, all right, well, they have questions. So I hit pause. I stopped the recording.
I didn't see that part. I was like, damn it.
My bad. I mean,
You ruined the good surprise on no one, but you ruined the good surprise.
Frank's happy. He's all decorative now. And
Yeah.
anyway, welcome back. Now that that's done.
Confetti all over
Confetti
you. Like you
everywhere.
had
I'm, like,
everything
trying
ready.
to clean it off, my shit. Nothing got in my drink.
I
so
just
that's
got this area clean. Fuck.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. It's somebody's birthday today.
It's the queen. The queen's birthday.
Yeah,
that
I
was
guess.
funny.
I guess I'm the Scream Queen because it's screaming.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Was that expensive piece?
It'd make more sense to have this up here if it was like our podcast birthday or something like that.
Well, maybe we can keep it.
Yeah, for the old man baby. All right.
Well,
anyway.
there's whiteout. Okay.
Yeah, right. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on into it. Let's get into our creator profile. Anybody want to guess who it is?
It's Alexandra Daddario, right?
Yeah, who the fuck else would it be?
Yeah.
Alexandria Daddario. She's the only one in this movie who really has any sustainable name now, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the one guy, the hitchhiker dude, he was in other stuff. He was in season 2 of Reacher. He was in something else, and I can't fucking remember what it was that he was in. But
well, out of the main cast anyway, but you got like Bill Moseley and
yeah, you got
Gunnar
Bill Moseley
Hansen.
in there. Yeah, at the beginning, I thought about doing it. I was like, nah, it's kind of a stretch. I was like, Alexander.
No, I think she's a good pick.
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
and I was like trying to think of a movie. I was like, wow, damn, what's my favorite thing of hers? Because I don't really like anything that she was in.
Do you want me to read that?
It's not that long.
Oh, happy Rex Manning Day.
I liked her in the Percy
Oh, yeah.
Jackson movies.
Yeah, it is. Say it louder so everybody hears you.
Happy Rex Manning Day, everybody.
There you go.
Hell, Rex Manning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rex Manning Day.
like Peyton Manning.
No.
Rex
Rex
Manning.
Manning.
Is that like his son?
No. You ever seen Empire Records?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Maxwell
though.
Caulfield was Rex Manning. He had
Yeah.
like a dying music career, and Empire Records was supposed to bring it
Revive
back.
it.
So that was the day he
Everybody
was
was
actually
running
supposed to be
around.
there.
Oh,
Everybody was running around before he got there going, it's Rex Manning Day. It's Rex Manning. And then now it's a thing. Like, everybody
yeah.
says it. Yeah.
April
Okay.
8th.
So
April
you-
8th.
So you share a birthday with Rex Manning Day.
Anchor.
It's a pretty big deal.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I will read this if you want to read the movie.
I don't
It's up
care
to
either
you.
way.
Neither of them are very long. This one's only like a couple paragraphs because she's a fairly new actress. Alexandria. Wait, did I do the thing?
No.
Did I?
No.
Oh, my bad, guys. There it is.
We're a little late, a little thrown off.
Sorry.
today.
Yeah, they threw off my routine.
You threw off my groove.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about? Her fucking eyeball.
Dude, she's hot.
She looks lifeless.
fucking
inside.
hot.
I don't care. She's
That's what
fucking
I'm
hot.
saying.
She looks like she has no soul through those eyes.
I do not
That's
care.
what I'm
She's
saying.
fucking hot.
I've always thought she was hot. The first thing that I seen her was in was Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson
Yeah.
was the first thing I remember.
Yeah.
Both of the girls in this show are pretty hot, in my opinion.
The one was awfully slutty though.
Yeah.
That's
Nikki?
fine.
Whatever her name-
If I
You know
was a
she
dude, I
wearing
could
the red
appreciate
shorts?
that.
The same red shorts. She was wearing the same red shorts that the girl from the first one wore.
They were the same ones?
Not the exact same ones, but they
Yeah.
were red shorts.
Yeah.
Like the girl from the first
I
one.
thought it was like a piece of trivia or something. Like, I didn't find that. Like,
Which
that
is
they were.
weird.
Because they
I would
did use.
assume it's a tribute.
Well, no, but they do
Well,
use.
why though? It's a sequel.
I have no
It's a
idea.
direct sequel. There shouldn't be any homages or anything.
Yeah, it's a direct
Yeah,
sequel
I
like 30
guess.
years later when there's a bunch of sequels in front of it. So it's
Yeah.
okay that they did that. I don't mind that. It'd be weird
the
if it was.
timeline of this is awfully
It'd be weird
too.
if it was a direct sequel, and it was like 2 years after the first one was made.
So,
that would be weird.
I'm assuming that like Okay, we'll get there, but I've got
Yeah,
questions.
we will. I got questions.
I got a lot of questions. All right, Alexandria Daddario, born. Wow, she's my age. Okay, March, and she just had a birthday also. March 16th, 1986.
It's
Born
my
in
mom's birthday.
Born in New York City and raised on the Upper East Side with her parents, who are both lawyers, Alexandria Daddario knew she wanted to be an actress from a young age. While in her sophomore year at the Brierley School, Alexandria booked her first role at the age of 16 on the TV soap opera All My Children. She then transferred to the professional children's school to finish high school. After a year on the soap, Alexandria appeared in guest roles on television shows such as The Sopranos and Law and Order, and in small roles in films such as The Squid and the Whale, before landing her first starring role in a major motion picture in 2010's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, alongside Logan Lerman. Those two actually look like they could be brother and sister. So
Yeah.
it's funny in that movie that they're like kind of love interests,
But they
they're like,
look so much alike.
they look so much alike, like they could be related.
Yeah.
It's weird. She also played reoccurring roles on the TV series White Collar and Parenthood. Back on the big screen, she played Paige alongside Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis in the 2011 comedy Hall Pass, and played the main protagonist in the slasher film Texas Chainsaw 3D in 2013. She also returned to a role as Annabeth in the sequel Percy Jackson: The Sea of Monsters. Most recently, she starred in San Andreas, The Choice, and Baywatch with Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. And that's all I have on her, because that's literally it. There's not much on her, because I know that she first started out, and she was still, like, even after her first few major movie roles, she still had roommates and shit. Like, she was still living with roommates and things like that. So
Most of them actually really usually do that.
right.
Yeah, even after they make their first big break.
Right, yeah. So, not a lot to go on there. Guess we could go around the table. What's your guys' favorite thing she did? Because I got to look it up. I think I know what my favorite thing of hers is.
Mine right off the get-go is the Percy Jackson movies. I enjoyed those movies.
I've never seen
I
it.
enjoyed those movies.
We Summon the
I
Darkness.
enjoy movies.
That's the movie I like.
That was
Uh,
good.
We
I
Summon
like
the Darkness. That's the one.
I haven't seen that, and I was thinking
I
about
liked
watching it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Barry
good.
the
I heard it
X.
was actually decent.
Yeah, it's really good. I liked
I'd
it.
say Burying the X.
That one's good too.
Oh yeah, that was a decent movie. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. Apparently, she does a lot of voiceover work. Die in a Gunfight. Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna go with the first season, even though she doesn't have a huge role. I'm going with the first season of
True Detective.
True Detective. Yeah. Granted, she's not real big in that, but I mean, she's not a great actress. She's really not. I don't particularly. I can't think.
I think
of
she's a one note, but I don't think she's terrible at
She's
it.
very one note. She gets on and she plays the most desirable girl in every movie. You know what I mean? Like she's
Well, I don't know. You can say she does a
she's
little
the-
bit different in We Summon the Darkness, if I remember it correctly. I haven't watched it in a long time, but she goes a little outside of the norm for herself. And that
I've
one.
heard that. I figured that with it because she looked like she was the main antagonist in that movie, right?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Yes, I was
Oh.
trying to give you a little bit of a surprise.
Oh, okay. That's if I ever get around to watching it.
You should.
She was
It's
also
worth it.
in The Lotus. What is that?
The White Lotus.
The White Lotus. Yeah, she was in the first or second season of that.
That's a TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm-
third season just caught a bunch of shit.
for what?
I don't remember. It was something to do with the ending of it.
Oh.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the True Detective. I guess if you anything, you could say. I mean, she was all right in Percy Jackson. She was more of the. she was a heroine in that. She was more of an action star.
I haven't seen the
suppose.
Percy Jackson movies at all.
I really don't know. I've thought about
They're
checking out that
decent.
Wayfair Witches show though. She's on
it does
that.
look kind of good, doesn't it?
And it's an Anne Rice thing, so
Mhm.
I was like, that don't look too bad. I thought about checking it out,
Mhm.
and she's the main character in that.
Yeah.
So I just thought about checking that out because it's got a lot of supernatural shit in it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with fucking True Detective, I guess, because that first season is amazing. So, what about you guys?
Percy Jackson.
We Summon the Darkness.
Same.
Bear the
Oh yeah,
Bury the
Bury the
X.
X. Yeah. All right. Well, that was short and sweet. 15 minutes in, I like it. I'm gonna have to splice so much of this bullshit together.
So much
now.
splicing going on.
So much, dude.
Well, really, it's only one if you don't decide to put the...
I'm doing all of it. Fuck it.
You're gonna do the
I'm
surprise
going-
and everything?
Yeah, I'm doing it all.
Go for it.
All right.
I think it's great.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the movie. I'm all
Let's
fucked up.
talk about the movie.
Fuck it, we're rolling on.
We're rolling
You
on,
ruined
man.
the Emperor's Groove.
Karen's like, why did you stop the recording? Like, fuck. God damn it.
Wouldn't that be some shit if nobody caught it? We're
Yeah,
doing
we
it-
just kept going like,
Oh no,
14
no,
minutes?
no! If I didn't catch it, he would have, or he would have, because we are very like locked in on that red button.
we are for one simple reason.
Because it's happened to us twice.
Twice, yeah. The first time was
didn't-
because we ran out of space on the laptop. That was the second time. The first time was when we had to redo. We recorded
very
the
first
entire first
podcast.
episode, yeah, because we got no sound.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember you had to.
Now
redo
we were
it.
so fucking.
That was
pissed.
something wrong with the board, though. I think.
Yeah, that was something wrong with the
And
board or
then-
some shit.
Yeah. We're very
Yeah.
locked in.
Yeah.
So.
So this is why
No,
we
we've
don't
had
mess with
camera
shit. We're like,
issues.
yeah,
if you touch anything, you're like, "What'd you touch?"
yeah. We don't mess with nothing. I haven't fucked with that board since this has been here. I haven't fucked with none of that down there. I leave
Well,
it all where
have,
it's at.
We have prior to starting recording because there would be like a
No, I mean like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
You mean we used
when
to
we were trying to fix the
buzzing and
the buzzing,
shit.
yeah.
That shit used to drive me nuts. This fucking thing.
If I remember right, it was that button actually would stop the recording too. With
Yeah.
one point
yeah
in
one of
time.
your buttons can do it.
Yeah, so
No,
I was
I
like,
don't think it
not
can
not
anymore.
now,
Oh, it
but
can't
I
anymore?
remember it did
I think
because
I
I was like, I
changed it.
tapped it and then we were like,
Oh yeah,
Well, I think it was
we
supposed to be
did-
like the space bar.
We did like a half an hour, and then we're like, "We
Wait.
stopped recording. What happened?" Yeah.
yeah,
I
and then
remember
we
that.
figured it out that was that button. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
that's
fuck,
some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. It's very, very frustrating.
very tough.
Yeah, if it hadn't been me, somebody would have picked up on it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I clicked that. You're like, why'd you stop recording? Like, I don't fucking know.
why the fuck not? You got a
Making
problem?
sure you guys are on your game.
What do I win?
My toes hurt, damn
That's
it.
passed.
Quit it.
All right, so you want to read the movie then?
That's fine. Do you want me to do the synopsis or whatever?
Yeah, you can. It's not very long.
A young woman learns that she has inherited a Texas estate from her deceased grandmother. After embarking on a road trip with friends to uncover her roots, she finds she is the sole owner of a lavish, isolated Victorian mansion. But her newfound wealth comes at a price as she stumbles upon a horror that awaits her in the mansion's dark, dank cellars. Alexandra Daddario, Dan Yeager played Leatherface, Trey Songz is Ryan, Tanya Raymond, I don't know. Nikki, that's where we are.
Yeah.
Rated R,
Right
hour
there.
and 32 minutes.
All right. What'd you watch? What'd you recommend, Jeremiah?
I watched it once.
You say-
I would watch it again just for the simple fact that the next time I'd watch it would be in 3D, so I can call out the title. Like there was one 3D scene that I noticed.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
when the
there were
chainsaw-
two that I can remember.
I just remember when the chainsaw came to.
Yeah, that was one. That was the main.
Yeah, but
one.
you called out that other one earlier because I was like, I didn't even notice it. There was another one earlier than that, and you were like, yeah, that's the only thing. And then
Oh,
that
okay.
chainsaw part
So
happened.
2 parts. Like I would like to see that. Just see if there's anything else.
Right.
But I wouldn't watch it flat again. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
waste
because
my
you remember
time.
like in the 80s when it was like everything was 3D, but there was only like one scene maybe.
Right.
One or
Like
two
with
scenes.
Freddy
You
goes
go
to-
and make-
or
hurt
Freddy's
your-
dead.
Yeah, hurt
Yeah.
your head.
At least Freddy's Dead had like 3 scenes. Remember when Friday the 13th did it and all you got was the machete
Oh yeah.
like that came out of the screen. You're like, that's
I just
that's
don't.
it.
I don't.
He's like, I'm not.
Jaws.
That I would watch it that way, just to see it. recommend it. I guess if you want to put yourself through all the ones before, I mean, yeah, you need to watch them. I mean, there's only 2 left after this. And as far as I know, we're not getting any new ones.
We're doing it so you
They
don't have
better
to.
not. Like, fucking stop.
For real, dude.
But,
real.
Like, if you can't make them good, then don't make them at all. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
agree. Like, I do. I agree. I'm going to say for
Michael
me,
Bay's going to do the next one.
I would not recommend this movie to
So
anybody.
instead
and
of,
I,
like,
I really
Chainsaw
don't want to watch it
Killer.
again, like, ever. If I went the rest of my life of never seeing this movie again, I'd be all right with that. Like, it's... Like, I watched it, I've seen it before, and I'm like, I don't remember it being terrible. But then I'm watching this, and I'm like, holy fuck, these people cannot act. It is cringy and cheesy as fuck. I said, and what is this plot? Where did it come from? Where did this idea come from?
I like the idea.
I don't. I don't like the house. I don't like the scenery of it all. I think that it's dumb. Like, hold on. So they just happen to have a rich grandma, like, that's loaded, but they're all living in some fucking boony ass town in Texas, like in slaughtering and eating people. I don't understand why.
So here's
And hold on, and that other thing, like,
Well, wait, let's get into
yeah,
that with the
sorry,
movie.
there's so many.
here's
Why I gotta rein you in?
Here's
Sorry.
Well, I got a
Just-
question on this. So that's the rich grandma. What about the the grandma and the grandpa that were fucking like dead, sitting in chairs and shit? What?
That was on the Sawyer side. She was Carson. Pay attention.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Still, it's the same.
Anyway, I wouldn't
That we
recommend
have
this.
already determined that their family tree, unlike most
goes everywhere.
inbred people,
Yeah.
like there's branches for miles. Like
Yeah.
they are all over the fucking place, and
But
all
they're
share
also
grandpa,
connected.
and they all share grandpa,
And they all come together.
except for
at
grandma
times.
apparently because she had another
Yeah.
grandpa. Like
Rosario Dawson's character probably don't realize that her mom is probably also her aunt. Like, you know,
no,
what I
it
mean?
can't
Like-
be inbred because they've got way too many.
I think
family
you said
for that.
Rosario Dawson.
Oh yeah, sorry, Alexandria Daddario.
You said Rosario Dawson. I'm like,
Oh, we're getting sued.
did I miss her?
She was in there.
Yeah, she played grandma.
Yeah, she was grandma. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't recommend, and I don't plan on watching this movie anytime soon again. So, Karen,
Yeah, mine's a no and no.
you what?
Do you own it?
No.
I was gonna say you'd be like another City Slickers too, or City
yeah.
Slickers situation or whatever.
Yeah.
Or he bought. I think it was just City Slickers.
It
Wasn't
was
it?
City Slickers. Yeah, I bought
he
it.
Bought
I
it,
was
and it
like,
was like, yeah,
I did not like
dog
this movie.
shit.
I could give this movie away, and it still wouldn't satisfy me.
No, this is my second time watching it. I didn't want to watch it again, honestly, but I did, and I was like you. I didn't think it was that bad the first time I watched it.
But it's been so long ago, and
Yeah.
maybe I just wasn't that critical of
The
it.
only thing, and I felt the same way the first time. I liked the plot for a sequel. I think that if they'd have used it and done it right originally, not 2013, but like 1980 or something,
Right.
it could have helped this franchise.
Yeah, probably.
That's all I have to say. That's why that's the only thing I liked about the plot was I thought if they had used that as their template for the second one
Or even the
originally.
third one.
Well, I mean,
Because the third one was dog water, too.
my biggest problem with this franchise is that I want it to be good because I like the first one so much, but the franchise is awful.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yep.
That's it. Go on.
What about you?
You like
9 out of 10, right?
He's gonna watch it like
9
5
out
more
of 10.
times. No, you
Yeah.
said 10 out of 10 upstairs,
Oh,
so
10 out
I'm
of 10.
waiting. to hear
It's a
that.
perfect movie for Eric.
Yep.
Now, how does it stack up against Transformers 2?
You're such an asshole. You're gonna hit him one of these days.
He can. He's
Throw
always
some-
he's got to
he's gonna
throw
throw
something
something
at
at
me.
you.
Yeah. It's probably going to be that Satan.
No, not my duck.
It's got pointy ends.
I earned that. You quit it.
Oh, she finally took it back after all this time.
I know it's been sitting right here on my.
It's
side
on my
this whole
desk
time.
Yeah.
regardless.
This whole
But
time.
I'm taking it away because you're being mean to him.
All right. So, what do you think? Would you watch? Would you recommend?
Would I watch again? It would have to be just a.
Can't keep the baby either.
I bought that one.
I don't care.
Well, I didn't.
You
buy
lost
it.
privileges.
I just won it. It would have to be in a scenario where like people were wanting to watch it, and I just was like, "Oh fuck it, whatever."
You'd have I could see drinking with a bunch of buddies and watching this movie.
Make a game out of it.
Yeah, or and just have fun with it or something like that and make fun of it.
Like every second that passes.
But I can
you
think
take
of
a
better
shot.
movies even for that. You know what I mean? Like I can think of even
Yeah,
better
because this one
movies.
takes itself too seriously.
It does. Yeah.
Like those kind of the movies that are fun to do that with are either like A, fun comedies that are really good movies,
yeah.
or B, movies that took themselves seriously but not seriously enough for you not to
Yeah.
make fun of
And
it.
well, the problem with this movie is that they're actually trying to act, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be taken seriously. But the acting isn't so atrocious that it's fun.
Yeah,
it's
that's what
just
I'm saying.
atrocious
It's
to the
like
point
this-
that like
I think
wow.
Alexandra
this mid-grade
did-
that you can't. Oh.
Oh, wow. Whoa. It is my birthday.
That's actually my ring. That's actually my ringtone, but it's set for her text message too. But as far as like recommending, I mean, obviously you'd recommend it to people that are Texas Chainsaw fanatics. But if that's what they are, you shouldn't have to recommend this movie to them, anyways.
Right.
Right. I don't
So-
even think that Alexandra Daddario did good in this movie.
I thought she did.
I thought they were all terrible. Like every
didn't think
person
she- I
in this
didn't think she
movie,
was
the only
terrible.
person who was even halfway believable was Leatherface.
I didn't mind. I didn't
think-
mind her.
I think Leatherface did a good job. I think the sheriff guy did a good job.
Yeah, he did okay.
Yes,
I think
yes.
he did all right.
I would say, Alexandra, Leatherface, the sheriff.
Even the mayor guy, the douchey mayor.
yeah, he did
even
a
he was
decent
okay.
job.
But like the
How hard does this
main
play a
cast
dick,
of
though?
kids, like they were fucking terrible. Whenever
Yeah.
they got killed off, I was like, oh, finally, maybe we'll get some decent acting now. Like,
Look, I didn't mind Alexandra Daddario. I didn't mind her at all. Can we just call her Heather? Because her name is just hard for me
Yeah.
to say a lot.
Alexandra.
Well, the thing with her though is that
Alexandria?
like she was eye candy,
No, it's
100% eye
Alexandria.
candy. Huh?
Her name is Alexandria.
It's Alexandria.
I thought it was Alexandra.
No, it's Alexandria Daddario.
Okay.
If they're hot
Well, the
and
sad
they show
part
up,
is the
why
two
be
people
sa-
who
why be
did
mad
have
about it?
the two people that did have sex in this movie didn't even get killed by Leatherface.
It's true.
They died from other people.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's true.
the black dude killed himself in the car, technically, and then, I guess you could blame that on Leatherface because he.
Yeah, he
Slashed the tire.
Yeah.
But if he would have drove a little bit better, he still could have not wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, 'cause you
understand
can
how
drive
the
on a rim.
yeah. I don't understand
like
how
you cut it.
how the car did like a complete flip.
'Cause he
over.
was
Because he
driving
was
like a
driving out of
maniac.
control.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like swerving.
he
and
died.
shit,
It was
just
his
go
own
straight.
fault. He died.
Yeah.
He died on his own.
Yeah.
Cuts tire, and all of a sudden it's just like.
Anyway, we should probably get into the fucking movie. We're like talking about the whole movie. Like,
You imagine if you were driving slow enough, the fucking Leatherface just walks up next to the car and knocks
Yeah.
on the window.
That would be
hey,
fucking funny.
are you guys okay? Can I still kill you?
yeah. Good, you're not dead.
Chops the roof off.
All right.
Did
Picking
you
up.
hit the movie thing?
Yeah, I
Oh.
thought so. Do it again, just in case.
Nah.
I did. I hit it.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
we're good.
We're all
You
fucked
did?
up today.
Picking up after the events of the original film, the people of Newt, Texas, led by Mayor Bert Hartman, burned down the farmhouse of the Sawyer family for their role in aiding Jedediah Sawyer, also known as Leatherface, in several murders.
I don't know how they aided him. It wasn't just him doing the killing.
See, and my biggest problem with this whole movie, the biggest problem I had with it overall, everything else, over top of everything else, is that they went out of their way to try and make me feel sorry for the Sawyers.
See,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't.
That's my thing,
and,
too.
And my thing is like,
My biggest
I'm not
problem
going
with
to.
this movie is like, why the fuck are the Sawyers? Why are we sympathetic for them?
like, okay, my thing was the very first thing, like when they burned the house down, and they play this like sad music. I give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck them.
I give a fuck.
They
Burn,
just-
baby, burn.
They just killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah. So, but here's where I'm going with the plot thing. They could have done that plot without making us feel sorry for them. They could have done the exact same storyline without doing that,
Yeah.
and it would have been good.
Actually,
would've-
it probably would have been better. You're
That's
right.
what I'm saying. You throw it in there as just a straight revenge story for her.
Yeah.
And I think the overall tone or the overall message of this movie is that if, eye for an eye, if that's a thing, then everybody ends up eyeless, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're trying to show that, like, okay, she got her revenge, now let's leave it at that. But what if the rest of the franchise was, played it off of this jumping point, right? I'm just saying it. I
Yeah.
felt like they wasted a good plot.
Yeah, I think that
Heck,
I think you're right about the long lost kid thing. It can bring us back
Mhm.
to Leatherface and all that in that story. But the sympathy thing is what really drove me up the wall. I'm like,
Mhm.
so hold on a minute. The mayor is the bad guy?
Right.
Like
Right.
this? Yeah, don't get me wrong. The guy's kind of a douche,
Right.
but he did a good fucking thing. Like they murdered a family that were murdering kids,
hmm
and then you want to feel.
I'm not saying. I'm not
Cannibalistic.
saying. I'm not saying that they did the right thing
No,
necessarily.
no, I don't.
'Cause
I don't think
I felt
that
like
either.
the only people that had a reason to feel the way they felt was the sheriff, because he wanted justice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And the girl. They both had good reasons for the way they felt.
Yeah,
Right?
but at the end of the movie, though, even the sheriff is like, you're like, hold on a fucking minute, you're still a cop, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're still a cop.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Leatherface in
I
your
think-
sights. Pull the trigger, dude. Put that dude out.
In the movie sense, it makes sense, but it doesn't, because in our sense, if you wrap up that plot line nice, neat, and in a little bow, she got her revenge after they got their revenge. Everybody's done, right? But again, if you believe in an eye for an eye, everybody ends up blind, right? And that's the overall message of this movie, in my opinion. Like, so at the end, she shouldn't have, I guess, done it. But in the end, it's a revenge story, right? And I think they could have done it. They could have done it without us making or feeling bad for them. And that, I think, is where they really fucked up the plot.
Right.
I think everything else could have been done and been well. But
I also just don't like the setting of this movie. I don't like that it's in this big, beautiful mansion house. I'm like, and Leatherface lives there. Even like his room itself in the fucking cellar looks nicer than most people's home. You know what I mean? Like it was really nice. It was nicer than my basement.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it was nice down. Even his bed, they like show a little bit of his bed, and it's nicely made, and he's got nice clean sheets. I'm like, you're telling me that dirty motherfucker sleeps in that clean ass bed? Like, no.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he sleeps on the floor. He's
might.
just used to. Grandma gave him a bed, and he's like, "What's that?"
What's that? Is that for the dog?
Yeah. I know the dog usually gets a bed. The arsonists are celebrated as heroes in the town, and the entire family is presumed dead. However, an infant, Edith Sawyer, is found by one of the townsmen, Gavin Miller, who promptly murders her mother and adopts Edith with his wife. He kicked her in the head, and that killed her.
Did he kick her in the head or in the chest?
Not a tomb.
No, he kicked her in the face.
Did
He
he?
took the baby, and then she
Booted
said
her.
something, and then he just went.
Like, how does that kill her?
I don't know. I thought the
Okay.
same
Weak.
thing. Weak, yeah. Maybe he
You're
put the
weak,
note.
but-
Like yeah, I don't see how. Maybe knock her out.
Yeah.
Brain bleed, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You
I
gotta
don't
kick
know.
hard. I mean, even if okay,
You gotta kick somebody really fucking hard.
I'm
to,
saying
like,
okay,
cave
even
their
if that
face
did
in.
kill her, because it's possible, right?
Maybe
It's
if you
possible.
lodge the nose into like the
Even if there's no huge thing, it's possible, right, that he kicked her in the head. But there are better ways to make sure someone's dead,
yeah, kick her some more.
especially when you just burnt her house down with all of her family in it. You don't care, so why are you just kicking her in the head and walking away and going, "Oh, that's that."
Throw her ass in the fire. Or
Something,
kick her some more in the face.
something, because this is insane to me that he just kicked her and was like, "Oh, she's dead."
She did.
Or
She
just
walks away.
let the mob know that there's another Sawyer that's sitting there and let them take care of it.
Yeah, if you would have told all those people out there who just
They would have burned the
brutally
baby and everything. But he
Well,
was trying to
yeah,
get
but I'm
his
saying, like, if
wife
you would've-
somebody.
say like, hey, there's a lady over here. Like they'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's kill that bitch.
That's what I'm saying. There are better ways. You know, there are more surefire ways to make sure she's dead.
Right.
Decades later, flash forward to 2013, Edith has been raised by Gavin and Arlene as Heather Miller. One day, Heather is notified that her grandmother, Verna Carson, has passed away, left everything to her. Discovering that she was adopted, Heather and her boyfriend Ryan and two other friends, Nikki and Kenny, poor Kenny, he didn't even do anything wrong, travel to New York to
I didn't
collect
like him.
her inheritance.
Who?
He's the only one I liked.
I don't like him.
He
Kenny.
was all right.
He
Yeah.
seemed annoying.
Well, he didn't
He-
do anything. you
Yeah,
know?
he didn't really do anything. Like he's just like, I'll take you guys down there, I guess, and
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
the
good
whole
for
time
you.
this girl that he's supposed to be dating is like banging this other dude, and everything else is like, damn, dude, you
I
got
like
the shaft.
they made it easy for us to hate her friends, except for Kenny because he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, right. Also,
Fucking weird.
how much time? What year did the original Texas?
Yeah,
Chainsaw
so we
come out?
talked about this a little bit.
73. Her being 17 years old would have been.
She'd have been like
90.
in her.
1990.
Yeah, she
should've
would
been
have been like
1990.
fucking 60 or something.
Yeah, she'd have been old as balls,
Or
dude.
Yeah.
40.
They didn't even try to change the timeline
45
really
or
from
something.
2013. Like they all dressed like 2013. They all,
Yeah.
you know,
That's what I didn't
Everything was
understand about it.
modern.
I'm like, so hold on a fucking minute here. Like, like the original took place in 1973 or whatever. I was like, at the very least, it was like 1978, 79. I didn't know the exact
I thought it
date.
was 76, but
I don't know. But either way,
73.
yeah, I believe
I'm
you.
still thinking like, even if it was 80 and it's 2013, she'd be like at least, she's going to be almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, like, she don't look 40 to me.
Like,
you know?
it's just, it just kills me. Like, what he was saying is, like, it doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't at least try to age the movie. Like, at
Right.
least change their outfits, something to make it show, like, hey, this is 1980 or whatever. Like, you don't.
Yeah, it should have been more like 1990.
Hey, Karen, movie logic.
It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, if they would have said, like, hey, like, if this movie took place in, like, 1990 or something like that,
Yeah.
that'd be okay. But, like, they were literally walking around with iPhones and shit.
Yeah, that's what they
Video
were
calling
FaceTiming and shit.
like-
Like, that doesn't.
Like,
that wasn't a thing.
even if you don't say what the year is and you kind of, like, make them, like, that van would have been still fine.
Yeah, the van would have
The
been. fine.
van would have been fine. You could have had, it would have been fine to do that and still have the house, take away the cell phones. Just don't make the movie look like it's at any age, maybe, 90s or something like that.
A
And
Nokia
you'd
phone
be fine.
might be.
Yeah, I like those.
okay.
I like those ageless movies. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. But
Well, it's like what they did with Gotham.
Yeah, they
Like
make,
yeah, it was kind of timeless. They had shit from everywhere, so
Yeah. And even now they still do Gotham but they have like cell phones and shit even
Mhm.
still now.
Yeah.
Which isn't a big deal. But like just make your movie seem ageless and it's
But you
fine.
can make that happen with a flavor of something. Like, yeah, we're making this ageless, but they're cell phones. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you
don't
can do
even think
that.
they even say when the original massacre took place at the beginning of this movie.
No, but they do have that crawl in the first one,
That's
which tells you what year it is.
yeah.
So there's no way that they can have plausible deniability here.
Right.
I guess is my point for
They're
that.
just like, oh yeah, forget about that first part. But this is a sequel.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that as a sequel, the plot stands. It's a good plot. They just fucked it up.
Oh, terribly. A better cast of people. I think that they should have found somebody different than Alexandria Daddario. Like, she was not like who you would have pictured to be in their family. You know what I mean? Sort of.
No, she wasn't raised in it. Well,
Right,
and
but
then
I'm
there's
saying
also,
like just the way she like. I don't know. Get more of a plain Jane in there. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't know.
as
There's
your
also,
lead.
you've got that's going to happen in any family. There's, the Munsters, they had Marilyn.
Right? Yeah, I guess. But
I mean, I'm
she
just
still
saying.
looked like every other blonde though from that.
Nah, back
era,
then she would have been hot.
I guess.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me so much like who. I mean, obviously, who you cast makes a difference, but like my bigger problem is what they did with the really good plot line. In my opinion, I just hate that they fucked it up.
This movie's fucking crazy, bad, just bad.
Travel to Newt to collect her inheritance. Along the way, the group picks up hitchhiker Daryl. When they arrive, the Sawyer family lawyer Farnsworth, what a fucking name for a lawyer, gives her the keys to the family house along with a letter from Verna. Excited about the property she now owns, Heather and her friends look through their house, decide to stay the night, and immediately set off to buy supplies and food. Trusting Daryl to stay and look over at the house. That was a fucking stupid.
That was a stupid fucking idea. You don't know this guy.
I meet somebody in 10 minutes. Yeah, sure, you can stay in my mansion with all of my silver, jewelry, and everything that I just got from my grandmother. Go right ahead.
but he's buying the steaks.
Yeah.
He became the steak.
So I guess that they. So
That's true.
from what I understand is like, did they move away with her whenever she was really young? I guess they moved like really
Yeah.
far away because
Yeah.
there was like at least a day or so.
Oh
long
yeah, he's
drive.
got something to say about that. Yeah, they were states away because they said, "Oh, we're going to go to New Orleans, but let's stop at Texas on the way." So
That means
tells
they're up
me-
in California.
yeah, they were in
Well,
California.
somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere to the
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds more like California the way they dressed and everything. But
And the way they acted.
yeah. Did you want to say your piece about her famous line?
Which one? The cuz line?
No, the other one.
No, I got something to say about that too.
Oh.
No, that one's the cringiest line I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life.
that's
And I
cringe.
Do you think, cuz?
well, see, that's what I told him about that before we started watching it. I was like, wait till she says, "Do your thing," because you'll want to shoot yourself.
This is the first time you ever watched this movie?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's my first time.
But he's actually right. I think this one's worse. Go on.
So Nikki, that was her name,
Yep.
right? Yeah, that whole thing with the boyfriend,
Yeah.
and they're doing that. Oh, something's messed up, blah blah blah, or whatever. She gets him down there, and then Leatherface enters the scene. They do that whole dance. And then fucking she's like, welcome to Texas, motherfucker. Hold up.
He's from Texas.
He's from Texas, and you're
You're
from
in.
somewhere fucking west.
Yeah, you're from California.
Like, why?
You're the
would
most
you
anti-Texas person there
Yeah, like,
is.
why would
It's
you?
so funny because I was bitching so much about the do your thing, cuz, and he's like, okay, but what about the Texas line? I'm like, didn't even think about it.
Like, how you
You're
gonna
right.
How you gonna welcome some dude
Who
to Texas who has lived there his entire life?
Yeah, the
You're-
movie's
you're the new
about him, and it's
Yeah.
called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
and you're gonna welcome.
Welcome to Texas. What the fuck? He'd be
Yeah.
like, I'd be funny if it was like he's only speaking like, bitch, I am Texas.
That would have been hilarious.
Another really, another really
And they have like
cringy moment.
subtitles. No, they go. There's
And
subtitles.
I am Texas, bitch. No, another really cringy moment is I didn't say it, but whenever they were talking about, she finds out that her grandma left her house, blah blah blah, and then she's like, her boyfriend's like, oh well, and then her friend comes in with the new guy or whatever, and like,
Yeah.
oh well, we're gonna go with you, and she's like, yeah, you're my girl. I'm like, whoa, where the fuck did the cheese factor come in? You know what I mean? Like, what is this shit?
Well, and
Like, it
I
was
don't-
so
like,
fucking bad. I'm
she was
like,
fucking her boyfriend, so I guess cheese factor can be there. I guess.
I guess maybe, but like,
No,
she was
I'm not
like,
saying it was part of it. Definitely wasn't. But
yeah,
I'm
it
just
was
saying,
so
like in real
fucking
life,
cringy, dude.
in real life, you could see that. I'd be like, I could tell she was fucking him. You see how she talked to her? You're
Yeah.
my girl.
I knew that's how it was from the
I knew
get-go.
that bitch was crazy. Yeah, no, seriously.
From the start
they
of the
didn't
movie.
really hide it.
She's working
very
in that
well.
convenience store, half her tits are
Yeah,
hanging out.
and
I'm
it was
like,
like,
you don't
okay,
get fired for that,
she's
or
the
does that
hoe.
pull in more customers?
Probably more customers. If she's a cashier.
I didn't know.
This is
whatever.
your 8th gallon of milk today, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, I drink a lot of milk.
Mama. I mean,
Mama.
uh,
What movie was that?
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. Yeah.
Mama.
Mama.
I mean, jugs. I mean,
I'm
Bobby
gonna
knockers.
squeeze them.
I mean, Mama.
Reminds me of Grandma's boy. He sucked on his first boob for 13 hours.
Oh, Daryl begins looting it and believes he will find valuables in a locked room in the cellar of the house. However, upon entering the locked room, he is bludgeoned by Leatherface. Heather and her friends return and discover the house has been ransacked, but choose to let it go. As Kenny prepares dinner, he finds the butler's cellar, where Daryl was killed, and Leatherface impales him on a hook. Heather finds a decomposing body upstairs and runs to find her friends, but she is knocked unconscious by Leatherface. Waking up in Leatherface's room, she manages to escape to the graveyard. Hearing the screams and chainsaw, Ryan and Nikki draw the attention of Leatherface, while Heather gets their van and picks up her friends. In the ensuing chase, Leatherface saws through one of the van's tires, causing it to crash and subsequently kill Ryan. Heather escapes and makes her way into a carnival, but Leatherface escapes the police who are patrolling the grounds. Sheriff Hooper realizes that Leatherface survived the fire and is still alive. Mayor Hartman sends Officer Marvin to the Sawyer house to kill Leatherface against Hooper's orders. While looking for Leatherface, Marvin is...
See, this is where the movie kind of falls off for me.
Yeah, and this is where he was using the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even that, but I mean, like, where it falls off is like they get to the car, like they're doing the chase. He just killed, most of her friends, except for the girl, I guess. I guess he didn't technically kill the guy either, but anyway, like they do the chase, and then the chase through the carnival is like, this is a good scene. I like this because it's chaotic.
Mhm.
It's showing fear.
And hey, when he throws that thing,
And he throws,
like, it
yeah,
was cool
like it
as
was
hell.
a good, cool little part of the movie, and I'm like, that was the pinnacle of the whole movie, and then like from there it just falls off because I'm like, okay, that should have been the climax of the movie right there. That should have been your climax before she takes him out or whatever. But instead, we have this whole other subplot to go through for the rest of the movie with the whole town thing, which is fine, but do that throughout the movie, but make that your climax. Like that whole chase through the carnival and stuff, that should have been the climax of the movie right there.
Mhm.
But instead, they wasted it halfway through the movie, and then just it was underwhelming for the rest of the movie after that.
I don't
you know what I
disagree
mean?
with
Because
that
like they
assessment.
hyped us up and then just drug the rest of it out. Like it
Yeah.
was like the whole thing in the meat factory and everything is just like it was just there. You know what I mean? There was no real climax to it. Him fighting the mayor and everything. That was fucking retarded.
Mhm.
Like anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like they spent a lot too much time on her figuring out what happened, like going through those movie or those clips and stuff. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like it was so I don't know, one-sided. So she's like reading these
Yeah,
newspapers, and then she's seeing
Well,
like,
that
the
like, why
police-
would he put all this stuff in the police report?
Well, it was his statement.
Right, but like,
So-
why would he do that though? Like,
Because he wanted them to be convicted. He wanted justice, and he didn't get justice with the Sawyers, so he wanted them to face justice. He's a good sheriff, right? Like that's
until
what
the
we're-
end.
Until the end, we're led to believe that he's a good sheriff, and why he decides to side with the Sawyers, I can't tell you, but I'm just saying that, like, I guess for me it was like they spent all this time of her looking through these clips and stuff, but I didn't see anything in those clips like what they showed, and she certainly didn't sit there long enough to see more than what she showed to
Mhm.
or what they showed to us. I didn't see anything in those clips that would tell me, okay, what's the whole story? Who's really at fault
You're going
here?
off of assumptions, yeah.
Yeah, and then it even says in there that they massacred a bunch of kids, and she's still like, murderers! Well, are you talking about them or them?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, they killed your family, but your family also murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah. Like,
That's also my main issue at the end, which we'll get to. So
I cannot wrap my head around why they were like, oh, let's make them feel
Yeah,
sorry for the Sawyers.
right.
I do not feel sorry for the Sawyers. You're never going to make me.
I will never.
Who can feel sorry
sorry
for
Sawyer.
cannibalistic murders?
Right.
Exactly. Like I understand that this is a horror movie, and in some horror movies you have sympathy for, as they say, sympathy for the devil. You have
Yeah.
sympathy for murderers and things like that. Like in the Devil's Rejects, they give you some sympathy for them. By the end, you're
No,
like,
that's why
oh,
I
shit.
didn't watch it, or I did watch it, and I thought it was stupid in that too.
I liked it.
I
but
hate that.
I didn't feel I don't feel sympathy for people like
I
that.
hate that. When you give me the first movie and you make these people out to be the fucking devil,
They were monsters.
and then
yeah.
you go, but, no buts. No buts. I saw the dude skin somebody while alive.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for you. And I never will. You can't make me.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies like that, but they've done that even with Hannibal and things like that. They
I didn't
make
feel
you
sorry for him either.
sympathize. Well, throughout his
There
movies,
are
and-
some movies where they can do that, right?
Mhm.
Like you feel sorry for Dexter. There's a good one. You feel sorry for Dexter, but he
yeah,
kills
but
bad
he's
guys.
also killing bad guys.
But that's
so-
my point. That the only way that they can make you feel sympathy for a killer is to make them sympathetic.
Yeah,
You can't throw something like this at me and go feel sympathy for them. What's their redeeming factor? I haven't seen it yet.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Like Leatherface. Like I don't feel sorry for him. He should not. He's
No.
he's a fucking animal.
the only way I feel sorry for him is that he's a dog who got trained wrong.
Yeah.
They trained him badly, but
Yeah.
that's not his fault.
No,
But
it's
at this
the
point in
family's
time,
fault.
yeah, at this point in time, he's got to be put down.
Yeah.
He's far too old to try and teach new tricks. Sorry. While looking for Leatherface, Marvin is startled and accidentally kills Nikki before being killed by Leatherface himself. While at the station, Heather learns of what the townspeople did to her family and flees. She is soon caught by Hartman's son, Deputy.
I laughed when she popped up out of the freezer and got shot. I did.
He's so stupid.
I did. I chuckled. I was like, ha.
Especially for this cop had more screen time than a lot of the main characters.
You ain't
Yeah.
kidding.
Like they really drug out him going into the basement. This guy that you hadn't seen up
But in
until
all
now.
honesty, that's one of the things they did right. Dragging that out and making you go, okay, when's he going to show up? When are you going to get your
I
ass
agree
in?
with that.
That was
Kept you
really good,
intense.
but
I agree with that. They gave us.
it's like they
attention.
had these moments of really
Yeah.
good clarity in what to do. But for all the things that mattered, it was like, okay, you know?
I agree with that. Like, but that
It
the
is
amount of
too long.
screen
It's
time that
drawn
he
out,
got, was ridiculous compared to the rest of the characters
I
in the movie.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He had more screen time than I bet than the sheriff, the mayor, probably a couple of her her friends, especially the one guy that was driving the whole time.
Yeah.
Like this one cop who we hadn't seen up until the car crash. Like he gets more screen time than anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, all right.
He
And
should've
then
got-
he shoots the girl in the head
He
on
should have got
accident.
first billing.
He really should have. Like he should have been right under like Leatherface and Rosar,
Here we go.
Alexandra Daddario.
She is soon caught by Hartman's son, Deputy Carl Hartman, who ties her up at the long-abandoned Sawyer slaughterhouse to Leatherface. Once there, Leatherface finds out that Heather is his cousin and cuts her ties, but is attacked by Mayor Hartman and another officer, Ollie. I have a problem with that, too. Like, I know Grandma told him about Heather, and he just goes on a killing spree without
Right.
trying to figure out which one of them is her.
Yeah.
He knows, like, the one thing you can say about Leatherface is that when it comes to his family, he listens without question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if Grandma said, Heather's coming and Heather is good and you leave Heather alone,
You think he'd be on the lookout?
You think he
for
would be
who,
like a little bit hesitant? Oh, you're a dude. I
well,
can
not
kill
to
you.
mention, she said we've known where you are this whole time. That means you should probably. I bet you have a picture of her.
Right.
You know,
right.
or at least you know what she looks like. You have a picture of her.
Mhm.
Show him a fucking pic. I'm sure you
Something.
like. Hey, this is her. When she comes here, don't kill her. Like,
That's what I'm saying. There are ways they could have made this movie and it be good. You know, like he shows up and then he just stops and he doesn't touch her, and the rest of them are like, "What's going on?"
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would have been
Like she doesn't understand why he's going after her friends and not her.
yeah, that would have been intriguing even as the audience. You know, like you'd have been like, "Oh, she's the baby."
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
I mean, you figure that
you
out
would
right
figure
from
it
the
out,
fucking
but like
beginning.
it would be neat to see Leatherface stop dead in his tracks. Like he's
Yeah.
chasing somebody up the stairs. They turn the corner. Heather's standing there, and he's like, "Oh, you guys are okay." You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like they could have done this, and they could have done it good.
Yeah.
Let's see. As Heather hears her cousin being beaten, she decides to help him, killing Ollie with a pitchfork and giving Leatherface his chainsaw, which he uses to
Do
force.
your thing, cuz.
There you go.
So fucking stupid.
Which he uses to force Mayor Hartman into a meat grinder.
It's got to go down as like one of the worst lines.
100%.
Like in the delivery and everything. Like she says it so like she
Dude,
puts
even
on
does
this like
the shoulder.
southern.
She does this. She's like, "Do your thing, cuz."
And then she like even does her like she even does it with like a southern accent kind of. And I'm like, you're not even like you didn't have a southern accent until now.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, like
God.
the Sawyer and he's coming out.
Afterward, and then they're like talking to her, and she's like, "I'm a Sawyer." If you were wondering, how do you know? You haven't
Yeah.
read the letter.
Yeah, you haven't read the letter. You like, and
The only
you're
thing
just
you've
running
got
around-
is like that one little
The
like burn
birthmark.
mark,
yeah,
and it has like a top of an S.
yeah.
I'd have been looking at it going,
Is
you know,
that a C?
even though she saw the S's or whatever, like how does she know what the Sawyer is? What other than out in the graveyard, but like how does she know? Like how does she know she wasn't being held by a Sawyer and she actually is a Carson or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't know anything.
I don't think she knows. Yeah, that no, I don't like. That your name. You've heard people say that you live in an undesirable house with, and your family apparently was undesirable. Like, why would you run around telling everybody I'm a fucking
Yeah.
Sawyer? Like, don't do that. Like, you're not a Sawyer. Like, you grew up as this other.
Mhm.
These other people's
Right.
kid, like
learn the whole story before you start running around
Yeah.
running your mouth.
yeah, because you weren't even there a day, and you're like
I'm a
everybody in
Sawyer.
town's after you, so
Yeah, I'm a Sawyer. I wouldn't tell anyone.
I
if
wouldn't
were
tell
you.
anybody that. Keep
Afterward,
that to yourself.
yeah. Afterward, Heather and Leatherface return home, where Heather reads the letter from Verna that tells her Leatherface will protect her in return for being taken care of. Realizing Leatherface is the only family she has left, Heather decides to stay with him. In a post-credit scene, Gavin and Arlene show up at the mansion to visit Heather, intending
I
on
didn't watch it
greedily
this far.
splitting her assets. It's actually kind of funny. We watched it today.
Yeah, they show up and they talk about how
Leatherface
nice the house
answers.
is. He says
Here's the
something
dad.
about like act like you.
No,
love
the
her.
mom says, "Act like you love her," and
No,
he's like,
it's
"Well, with
a-
all this money, I
probably-
kind of do." And then Leatherface opens the door, which was kind of cool. But yeah, that's it. That's that whole movie.
They didn't even talk about Kenny dying.
Yeah, Kenny. It's so
Kenny.
sad.
I know he just kind of just gets wiped out, and
It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool.
a little. Yeah, it was a good death. He probably had the best death, honestly.
Yeah.
He did, but he didn't deserve it. He was the only one of her friends that, in my opinion, I felt sorry for. Boyfriend and friend, fuck him.
Right? Yeah. I know that the death of the mayor at the end looked terrible. That was some terrible CG.
The what? Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it
the
was pretty
hands
bad.
getting-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
it
was
bad.
the only CG, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was the only CG, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think most of it was practical.
Most of it was CG. The part where she pulls the pitchfork out of the dude. The blood for that was CG. You could tell.
Oh,
It
I
didn't
guess I
look
didn't pay
good.
attention to that.
Even going into his body was CG.
It was it looked CG.
It was bad.
So I mean, I don't know. I didn't like that, and I thought that CG at the end with him going into the meat grinder was fucking terrible.
It was pretty bad.
I was like, wow, that's the best you got. Like the rest of the movie looks fine, and this is what we get.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, do you guys have anything you want to cover? No, nothing. Let's go ahead and review it.
Let's run
What'd you do?
A little bit of stutter there. I don't know what happened.
You broke it.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do shit. All right. Jeremiah, what do you think of Texas Chainsaw 3D?
It was garbage. It was like the deaths were cool, like all the practical effects, like Kenny, him
Yeah.
getting sawed in half.
Yep.
Even when he was a giant meat hook or whatever, fucking stabbed him in the back and yanked him down and all that. That was all good. Characters sucked. I didn't like the modernization of it, I guess.
So it shouldn't have
Especially-
been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's too new for what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably have to give it a 4, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, they do things right, but
A couple things, yeah.
most of it's just
It's garbage.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with you. It's not a good movie. It's I would say it would be unwatchable if it was any worse. If it was any worse, it wouldn't even be worth your time to even for fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the acting is abysmal. And that's on all accounts. Like most of these people cannot fucking act, especially the main cast of kids. Alexandra Daddario is up there with that too. You could tell this is one of her first movies. Like I don't know why they thought she could carry a movie by herself so early in her career.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think that this Leatherface is okay. He doesn't really. There's not a lot of charisma there. You know what I mean? Like he's not like any of the other Leatherfaces. He doesn't give. He's not. I don't know. Like the one in the new one. He's a very foreboding. He's a huge presence.
Mm-hmm.
And even the ones in the remake, the one in the remakes, which is what's his name? That's not Hanson Gunner, is it?
No. Gunnar Hansen only did
Yeah.
Leatherface in the first one.
That's
and
right.
he showed up in this one.
Was he like an actor?
He was one
Like-
of the family.
yeah, he was one of the family.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was he the guy sitting down? Okay.
Bill
with the beard?
Mosley
Yeah.
Bill Mosley
played
played
Drayton.
Yeah.
The grandma was
the grandpa revised his role.
Yeah.
The same guy that played grandpa. There was 4 people.
Marilyn Burns.
Yeah, there was 4 people in this that revised took on roles in this that were in the first one.
Okay.
One was Sally. She played the grandma. So
I
she
was wondering that. I was like, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
about
she
that.
was the original Sally. Then there was Gunnar Hansen. Then there was Bill Mosley and Grandpa.
Okay. Bill Mosley wasn't in the first one.
No,
No,
but he
but
was in the
the
second
grandpa-
one.
Yeah, right.
People
yeah.
in the
Oh,
from the
okay, I gotcha,
original,
I gotcha.
the original
Yeah, he was-
series.
Because he was Chop Top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the gore. There wasn't a lot of gore in this movie. Like, I felt like there should have been more of that. Like, the Kenny scene was probably the most you get. The dead bodies on the table, and then I guess you could say him cutting off the cop's face, but even that wasn't that great. It was kind of just like
It was too neat.
it was too. Yeah, it was too neat, too pretty. I guess I wouldn't say pretty, but you know what I mean.
That you can cut off somebody's face and then all you see is like some muscle.
Yeah,
Come
like
on.
yeah, exactly. You're gonna see bone and everything else.
Yeah, it's
What
gonna
do
be
you think
gross.
About him sewing it into his
That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
kinda
I said
I
the
did
same
like
thing.
that.
Mhm.
But aside from that, there wasn't a lot of gore in this movie. And what other gore we did get, like with the meat grinder, was computer generated, which I thought was fucking ridiculous. Like,
Cop out.
yeah, like what a cop out. Like, get us a fucking like a dummy body or something in there. Like, I'm sure there's a better way you could have done that
Mm-hmm.
more practically
So Greg Nicotero did the effects too, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
for what little there were
Yeah.
in here. You know what I
Like
mean?
you can cut a body in half and make it look cool. Why
Yeah.
can't you just fucking do the same thing? Fucking
Exactly.
reuse Kenny's body.
Yep.
Yeah, put some more blood in there and throw it in.
Yeah, there you
Throw
go.
it in.
Yeah, throw that
Dress
shit
him
in
up as
there.
a cop.
Yeah, it's not
Or
better.
whatever.
Or the mayor, or
The
whatever.
mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
As a mayor.
But yeah, I don't think that this movie is good. It's fucking cheesy. It's cringy. Acting's bad. I think that I'd like to know what happened with the deputy, Scott Eastwood. He just kinda gets
Presumably he ran off into the
off,
sunset.
he got off
He
scot free.
he was in a Taylor Swift music video. Maybe that's what he did.
Oh,
Became
okay.
a Swifty.
Huh?
So he became a Swifty.
Became a
Yeah, he
Swiftie.
became a Swifty.
I'm sure.
Well, Dad's dead. Time to
I'm sure Clint Eastwood's real proud of him.
time to live my dream of being a Swifty.
Yeah, I'm sure he looks at his son and be like, "You were in a Taylor Swift movie or video."
It's actually one of her better songs.
Well, I'm saying like I'm sure Clint Eastwood looks at him. Like,
Oh, probably. He's
Which
like,
one was it?
Wildest Dreams.
Anyway, I'm going with him on this. I'm giving this bitch a 4. This movie's bad.
I'm gonna be a little harsher.
That's fine. You can be as harsh as you want.
So, the biggest problem I have with this movie is that they completely ruined a good plot. They did so many things right, so they obviously know what they're doing. And so, they did a really good job with the cop scene. They did a really good job with some of the practical effects for a hot minute. There were professionals behind this, is what I'm saying. Like, there are certain things about this movie that they did right. And you're telling me that nobody went, guys, I have notes. Like, these are professionals working on a movie, and the raw bones of it are good. And then they just come in and they ruin it with not even, they could have even started the movie instead of saying this is 1970 something, right? They could have started the movie and said, hey, this is 98 or something, 96, 98, whatever, and revamp the timeline. If that's what you wanted to do to save money so you didn't have to age stuff, cool. Start a new timeline. This is your deal, right? Say the first one ended in 1998 or whatever instead of the 70s. We're cool with it. This is your movie. So they could have started a new timeline. Another thing that they were really good about was the details. If you see little things happening in the background, it explains things that you don't know yet, like Carson oil fields on the map, right? That explains where Grandma got her money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all of these things that they did well, that you see in other movies are done well, shows me that there were people behind the scenes that knew what to do. So I'm not even going to go through what all was wrong with it. We know what was wrong with it. I'm disappointed that the professionals, who obviously knew what they were doing in certain aspects, didn't stop this and fix it. Because I feel like it could have been a really good sequel had they done it right. So I gave it a 3.
3. All right. Eric, what about you? 9.5 out of 10.
Oh boy.
He said, oh boy.
I enjoyed this movie. It was good.
It's alright.
I can't say that.
No?
I figure you would think that this is the best Texas Chainsaw movie yet.
Well, I'm going to correct you on that. I think it's better than the previous ones,
Even
There's
the
not-
original?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, fuck
Thank
that.
you.
The screaming and shit, the first one, and the fucking acting from those guys,
Dude, they get
fucking
progressively
horrendous. Horrendous.
I don't think they were supposed to be actors in the first one.
I'd take the screaming over
Supposed
the
to be more
cat.
Oh my
realistic.
god. No.
Fucking bunch of
I like the
bullshit.
first one.
So do I.
So I'd probably take the screaming over the cast in this one. Like
No.
the cast in this
I didn't even
one
think it was that bad.
No.
I didn't think that the acting was terrible. I thought that the only one that was really terrible was
Talking
Huh?
about the original
in the original.
or this one?
No, this one I'm saying I don't think every single person did badly. I thought that the sheriff
There were,
did
there
all
were,
right.
yeah, like I said, there were certain ones that did a good job in their acting.
Well, I'm guessing more so like the teenagers. The
Yeah.
kids. The main 4 kids.
Right.
I agree. Like it seemed like she was a little green around the gills,
Yeah.
but yeah, the rest of them, it's
But no, I can't really get behind this movie. Like you guys went on about how the plot and the timeline and the cheesing acting. I mean, it's a 3. Yeah, it's a 3 for me too.
3.5 then.
All right. Well, there you have it. 3.5. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say that I bet the critic score is around about that.
I'm gonna say it's 52. I'm gonna go 52.
Oh, you're being generous.
I am.
I will give
52,
48.
48,
48's a good guess. I'm gonna go 40.
40. So you're gonna take it because that's 20%.
Whoa! Shit.
Damn, we were being generous.
We were.
That's the critics.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with 52.
On the audience, I bet it's higher than 20%. I'm gonna stay with my 40. Yeah.
35.
Jess is gonna hit it right on the nose. 40%.
Wow.
Damn. Look at that shit.
Wow.
It's a zinger.
So, critics' consensus is an ugly and cynical attempt to rebrand Leatherface as horror anti-hero. Texas Chainsaw
There you
3D is a bold move for the franchise.
Yeah.
You don't say. I love that they're like, this is a direct sequel. Yeah, you've had a few of those, and they don't work out too well.
Right.
Like, I would be willing to, like, forgive and say, like, yes, this is a direct sequel had they done it right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
forget all the rest of them. This one's good.
But when it's been done more than once, you're like, at what point do you say, okay, maybe we should stop doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't do another direct sequel, because which one do you consider canon at that point?
Do you think it would have been a better movie if it was an offshoot of the remake? Like if it was in the remake universe instead of them trying to do something
From the original.
from the original? Like if they went on with the remake.
No, because
and
then
restarted,
the
rebooted
reason
the
I'm saying
franchise.
no is because they set up this thing in the first one where they steal babies. So I would have been sitting here going, is she really a Sawyer? Or was she stolen?
Yeah, good point. That, and it's just, I don't think it sets it up well either. Because those movies were gory as fuck. They were dingy, gritty, and gory. And
They had
I
a
liked
great
them.
look.
I love that about those
Yeah.
movies. So, like, but like this.
They did. They look good.
Yeah, this movie was not
I'm laughing
that.
about something. When we went to go watch the beginning and I put in the original, the remake, and we watched like 10 minutes of it. And
It
we're
was
like,
longer than that because I was like, are they going to redo the entire first part of this movie? It was like a half an hour in. I'm like, did you put in the wrong movie? Yeah.
yeah,
That's funny.
that's my bad.
All right. So, Eddie K, half a star.
Probably right.
Half a star? Yep,
you should,
probably.
you should have done what I did when last time we did a really bad movie. I was like, I'm looking for good ones, like people that liked it.
This movie sucks dick. I need good reviews so we can make fun of them instead.
So, you said probably right?
Yeah.
I hate everything about this movie. Makes me want to kill myself. 1 out of 10.
Well, don't do that. But if that's how it made you feel, it's valid.
That's why when
Just
you
don't
said
act on it.
that's why when you said it, I was like,
Just don't act on it.
okay,
Yeah, I mean-
damn.
And I meant right as in his opinion on the movie.
She's
Go doy.
Quit lying.
Yep.
Michael P. 2 stars. I can settle for the ending, but the real massacre here was the terrible cliches and plotline. Chainsaw your way to another movie.
Okay, I hate it when they do that as like
Yeah.
a regular user. Like, this isn't your job. Don't try to be witty
Yeah,
about it.
you're not a fucking top critic or nothing, man. Like,
Just chill.
just you're
You're
a
critiquing
user
on-
reviewer. Like, come on,
You're critiquing on here. Come on, dude.
you got an account on Rotten Tomatoes just like I do.
Mhm.
Like,
Calm
Horror
down.
Horror Fan 4. Half a star. This one and TCM 2 are terrible. I hate these characters as much as part 2. Tim Tickle.
Only
part two, at least part 2 knew what it was. Like, part 2 knew it was
Garbage.
like they knew that it was like this slapstick fucking horror movie. This was trying to be serious.
You know what kills me about that is that Toby Hooper likes the second one because he said that it did what he was trying to do in the first one. I'm
Yeah.
glad you didn't achieve it in the first one.
Yeah.
I like the second one. Growing up.
I was gonna say, we
I
all
did
did.
too, yeah.
We all did.
Like,
Yeah, I liked it too when I was younger. Now I watch it
Nostalgia
now,
couldn't
like,
even
this
save
movie
that
is
bitch now.
trash.
Yeah, like the fourth one has got to be the worst of them all. McConaughey with his fucking remote control leg.
I disagree, man. I
Dude,
think the
I
third
was
one,
thoroughly in that one. Like, it was so
at least that
funny
one
to me.
was like over the top.
Mhm.
The third one was just
They knew what they
bad.
were doing with that one. Like,
Yeah.
it was entertaining to me because
Yeah.
it was like,
But McConaughey in that
ridiculous.
one was like entertaining as fuck.
no shit.
He
dude.
was like in it.
hmm You get McConaughey no matter what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, that
he
was good.
He was a nutcase in that one.
And the thing I love the most about it is that neither him nor Renee Zellweger hates that movie. It was their, like, the people that represented him at the time.
Oh yeah.
Like, they were like, oh yeah, you gotta be hush-hush about it. But now they talk about it all the time. Like, if you hear Matthew McConaughey's like,
Hey,
I had
fuck
a
it,
blast.
dude. Yeah, I was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, like the third one was the worst one in my opinion. That was fucking terrible.
agreed. I didn't
That
care
one
for
was.
that
It
one
was
at all.
just. It was so forgettable that I forgot it existed.
Mhm.
Like I was like, because I thought it went. I thought Next Generation was the third movie.
So did I.
It wasn't. Oh, you got more?
Oh yeah, there's
We
more.
cut your ass off. Like,
Well, instead of doing it early on, we're just getting sidetracked here at the end.
yeah.
We finally got back into it.
Lucas T, 2 stars. No. Why even? 3.7 out of 10.
It's an interesting critique for a 3.7.
Nikki, half star. This movie is ass. They took a great movie and ruined it. The whole movie makes no sense. It's horrible, and all it's about is people fucking. It's bad. Don't watch this movie.
I
There was
saw
like
one
attempt-
fucking scene,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
they
was
didn't
it.
even show anything.
Yeah.
was
That's one thing. There was like
insinuating.
no nudity in this movie, which is honestly not a bad thing. But also like there was not a lot of sex in this movie at all. Like they attempted at the beginning with the two main character or the main girl, but that doesn't go very far because they get interrupted, and then there's like the whole affair
something's
thing.
Fucked up. Something's fucked up. Come out to the
It's so
bar.
fucked up.
Yeah.
It's so fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, which honestly that was the best acting that girl's did that whole movie. And she was supposed to be acting while acting. She was acting on acting.
So maybe she should double up. like
Yeah, you
both
should always double up.
CC, half a star. I remember wasting money in a theater to see this film upon its final initial release. And after revisiting on DVD. So you paid money for the movie,
Hated
And
it.
we're
hated it,
pissed
and
about
then
paying
you went
money.
and got the movie again on DVD. You make a lot of sense.
You're the one who fucked up.
Realize why this pile of hot garbage is easily the worst film in all the sequels and reboots. The only
Oh, I don't know
integrity
about that.
the only integrity of this film holds is casting actors from the first 2 films, which is what you brought up,
This motherfucker's got a lot. He must be rich.
of which I've admired and respected. But to cast them as bit extras for 5 minutes, it serves no honor to those first 2 films.
I think it does.
I think it does too. I think
Yeah.
most of like when they try to bring in
Yeah.
original actors to save a movie,
Yeah.
I got a problem with
Yeah.
that.
There is nothing likable about the cast otherwise. This film was made as an original piece of cinema. Its plot is so absurd and ridiculous that it's a complete waste of the money and budget used to make it.
Well, he had a lot to say.
Yeah.
WAJDM. That's what it says their name is. 1 star. Cheap, cringy, predictable, and boring. No name. 1 star. Jesus H. Christ. What franchise is this? Is this a sequel, reboot? What is this?
Well, you could ask yourself about all of them that way, really.
Half a star. Instigation to racial mixing. Is it supposed to be racial?
What's it spelled like?
Razil.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because the Z and the C, I think, are right next to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say instigation to racial
true?
mixing propaganda is equivalent with
Is that true? The Z and the C, are they right next to each other?
On the keyboard.
On the keyboard.
No, there's an
geoinoside.
X between them.
So it should have been Raxial.
So it is equivalent, or so instigation to racial mixing propaganda is equivalent with geoinoside. I'm going to say genocide. I don't.
Genocide?
Well, they got this spelled as GEOIOIONOCIDE.
So are they mad because of the interracial couple?
I
I'm
know
This
confused.
guy is like, I'm.
How long ago was that written?
2022, February.
Really? Because I was
19th.
thinking it would have been more
They're
like
making this all about
1942.
race when,
Right.
like, I didn't have any race
Yeah.
like thoughts at all watching this.
Where are
I
the
think he's
trials?
talking about the white.
No, I get that, but like, this, I mean,
Why,
we're talking.
though?
It's like
Yeah, like, it
2013.
has
Like, who
nothing to
gives
do
a
with anything.
shit?
Gives a fuck,
Right?
dude.
Where are the trials for these pukes that make instigations?
No, dude. Go back to your KKK meeting.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You fucking
in
faggot.
school.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he spelled genocide
that-
like geoniceties.
Yeah.
Geo-niceties.
That's what
Yeah,
he
he's
said.
definitely a fucking redneck KKK man.
Yeah, he didn't even leave a name, so obviously you didn't want nobody
He's
to know.
mad 'cause
If you don't
it's
put your
pointed
name
out
on it, you're not
that you-
proud of it.
All right.
Jesus. Who gives a fuck if they're fucking interracially?
Right.
You know what I mean?
One
Like,
Right.
star.
who cares, dude? Get over it.
1 star. So many problems with this movie, and can talk on and on. Main problem is the storyline. The baby found at the beginning would be 40. But we have
Yep.
Alexandra Daddario playing the baby who wasn't even 30 when the movie was made and released. Maybe I'm just way too focused on that one
No,
problem.
No, it's a valid.
Perfectly valid.
But how
I
is that
agree.
not a huge thing to just overlook? Add on Leatherface having to be like 60 in the story as well. It just makes no sense. Adding on one problem, but Daddario's character says the line, "Go get him, cuz," and my God, just a stupid ass line to put in
Launch
the
that fucking chainsaw.
put
like
in
30 yards
at
like-
the end. Sorry if my
Yeah.
grammar is messed up.
Nah, everything's on the
I
head.
was say
right there.
everything
He's
on
like, that's
there. Yeah,
insane.
he
Like,
nails everything on the head.
I'm
with
sorry,
that.
but like, it's not too much to ask that you stick within a timeline. That makes sense.
I mean, if you would have put this movie in the '90s, I'd have been more okay with it.
Mhm.
Honestly.
or change it. Change it at the front. If you
Yeah.
can't afford to age everything, then change it at the front end and just say we're starting a new timeline here.
Yeah.
You're already making a direct sequel to something that has been,
I got
how
one
long
more.
ago at this point?
or cast people that are age appropriate.
Yeah.
If you're going to go from 74 or 73 to 2013, find somebody that fits that fucking age.
Yeah, go outside of the teenage
I mean,
thing.
you could still use
get a 30-some-year-old person to play the role.
Yeah,
like
you
I don't
could
see an
still
issue
use
with that.
the
They don't
plot.
have to
Matter
be
of
a
fact,
teenage.
that might be better. Take us out of
Honestly,
that teenage thing.
Yeah, I agree. Like I don't think it would be that bad of an idea to do.
Mm-mm.
And honestly, it makes it probably more appealing. It makes the main characters more likable
Damn right. It
instead
does.
of looking at a bunch of fucking 20-year-old dipshits, running around horny as fuck and just trying to get drunk and have a good time. How about throw in like, maybe a mother of two who is down on her
Suddenly inherited
luck
this
or
house.
inherited this house or whatever, you know what I mean? Or like maybe she lost her husband
Thinks
last
it's a
year.
godsend.
Yeah, like something like that. Like, instead of like these kids who seemingly already are happy with their life, like what do they got to lose?
Yeah.
You
I
know, or
agree.
what do they got to gain by taking this house? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I felt no
Imagine
sympathy
the
for any of
taxes
the
on that
characters. Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, wait, so how's she gonna pay the taxes on this property?
Well, Granny was rich.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
One
I'm just like, that's what I thought the whole time too. I'm like, how are you gonna pay for the taxes on this? And I had no sympathy for any of the characers.
She's
No.
The
going
only one that I felt
sell
sorry for
all
was
our
Kenny.
silver.
I feel like he was just in a bad place at a bad time.
yeah.
Poor guy. All he wanted to do was make steaks.
Yep.
And then he put those steaks on. Can I just say this? He put the steaks on to cook, and then we never came back to him. Like nobody ever
Just
addressed
beef
it.
jerky now.
Yeah, like nobody
Yeah.
ever even addressed
Yeah.
it. Nobody walked in there and was like, like on Scream where they're like, oh, the popcorn's burning. You got to put. No, nobody's just like, oh, those things are crispy now. And just keeps walking. Like nobody addressed it.
Leatherface took care of it.
Oh, did he? Okay, that might. Yeah. Okay.
Michael D, half star. That's the last one. More painful for viewing than it is for the on-screen victims suffering their respective fates.
That's good. That was good.
He wasn't sad that they died. Which
No,
maybe
that's what I'm
was
saying.
sad.
Like
No, he wished he was one of them.
it was like they set this movie up to make you perfectly aligned with the Sawyers.
Uh-huh.
Like even her friends, they start biting it, and you're like, I don't care.
No, I did
Yeah,
not
there was
care.
no emotional connection.
No, you don't care that any of them die.
Yeah.
But and so
And
I
think they were kind of set up to be
that-
cannon fodder.
Yeah, they
so,
were, and they were totally set up for us to not like them.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because we're supposed to fucking sympathize with the Sawyers. I'm not going to.
Yeah,
Just because I don't like the characters doesn't mean I can sympathize with a bunch of murderers.
yeah, right, exactly. Just because I don't like somebody or disagree with them or don't like the way they act or are, doesn't mean I want them to die. Like,
Right.
I'm not
There's
gonna
a lot of people I
yeah.
got to deal with on the daily.
I
That
don't
cannot
like the way
stand.
Leatherface lives or looks or anything like that.
And
Why
that
would I
one
sympathize
person,
with
they
him?
brought up a good point. So not only should she be 40, right? But Leatherface should be easily 60.
Oh, for sure.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And he's still, running around there like a fucking freight train.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't do that now, and I'm only 40.
Yeah. I don't know how, like, because he'd be almost 70 years old in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how the hell. Yeah, the timeline's just fucked up.
Yeah,
So,
they should probably fix that.
anyway,
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
That's me, and there's not much. Get off it.
whoa,
So much
sibling
anger.
rivalry over there.
God.
They're not Sawyers.
Can't fucking not touch things. Gunnar Hansen's final film. He portrayed Leatherface in the original The Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974. Motherfucker.
It's a goose.
It's a goose.
He portrays a relative, Boss Sawyer, in the beginning of the film. This marks the first time Hansen has returned to the series since the initial film. In interviews, Hansen has said that he has been approached before but was never offered a salary that would entice him to return. A draft of the script had Leatherface's name being Jebediah Sawyer. However, this was later changed to Jedediah Sawyer in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Jedediah is the name of a young member of the Hewitt family. This is a direct sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and ignores the sequels and does not include the remakes produced by New Line. In the opening scene, Bill Moseley, who portrayed Chop Top in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, portrays Drayton Sawyer, the cook from the first two films. John Dugan, who portrayed Grandpa in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, reprises his role in the opening scene of this film. Marilyn Burns, who played Sally Hardesty in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, plays Verna. This film and Butcher Boys were Marilyn's first movie roles in 28 years, excluding an uncredited cameo in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Originally, a plan for a new trilogy was pitched. The films would be released out of chronological order, with the second film coming out first and being set almost entirely in a hospital. The next film would be a prequel explaining the events that led up to the hospital scenario. The third film would complete the storyline, fearing it was too ambitious and risky. The producers opted for a follow-up to the original instead.
That sounded better. If you give me a trilogy set up like that, as long as it's executed properly,
I was going to say the way they executed this one.
Yeah, it's like not like this.
I
But
mean,
like if you set it up properly, and not as a spirit, like not as a successor or a sequel, like as its own standalone thing, and like this kind of like trilogy, that'd be great.
Well, you still need the first one to set up her plot line. You know what I mean? So like their whole point was like these were going to be direct sequels to the first one. So yeah, it'd be a trilogy, but you have to include the first one. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it would include Sally, or
no? It would. Well, the first one would include Sally, and then the way that and then the hospital would be Sally's story after, and then you still have the baby scenario being played out in the third one. That's how this reads.
I think it was played out right. I think it'd be all right.
I don't disagree. Just like this one, if it had been done right, you could totally get behind it.
Yeah.
In an interview with Collider, Alexandra Daddario said she didn't want to say the line "do your thing, cuz," because she felt it was too silly.
It is silly.
Then the producer told her the entire movie is supposed to be silly, so she ended up saying it. I didn't get that. I didn't get silly at all in this movie.
Neither. The whole movie was not supposed to be silly.
That just seems like a cop-out. Like,
we realize that line's stupid, but we can't say it now because that guy wrote it.
I mean, honestly, they could have swapped out Leatherface with Jason Voorhees, and you've got the same thing right here. It's a slasher movie. People go to
been a 10 out of 10.
His dick hard. He's like looking at me like he's like, dude,
this is the closest you've come to death.
That's sacrilege.
Is it though?
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. This movie might be better than every Jason movie.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
I was just kidding, but
No,
okay.
the plot, like at least I can follow it.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't do this in the middle of the movie.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that because they give you a fucking 15-minute flashback scene for the first fucking 5 of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
During the carnival scene, this is the last one, Leatherface runs past the attraction Carnival of Horrors, where a person runs out wearing the notorious pig mask and cloak that the character Jigsaw wore in
I
Saw.
saw that.
Comes out. Doesn't she come at him with the chainsaw?
And then he
He's
picks
like,
his up.
Just like,
Mhm.
Nope.
I'm out.
Oh boy, that was this. Yeah, that's it. I'm glad.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
It's gonna be another Texas Chainsaw movie.
I quit.
I'd laugh
You
my
quit?
ass off.
Do it.
What? Quit?
No, I don't need him to quit. I just wanted to be the next one.
I don't need him to quit. I need your daughter to quit.
Well, I already know she's leaving.
God damn, it'd be something good.
Why didn't she want
They
to
live.
Dude, I thought about wearing that shirt today.
They Live. That's another horror movie. This one you're not supposed to take seriously.
Should I?
What? No, we're good. We're
God
good.
damn it.
You don't like They Live?
I don't know.
We can't always do movies that you guys
Dude,
want to do.
Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah, no, that's all right. We can watch
Oh, the
that.
movie's fine.
Yeah,
I
it's got a
thought about wearing
20-minute
my
fight
shirt
scene.
today, too.
I've only seen it once, honestly.
I've
But
seen
it
it one
didn't
time.
Seen
I
it
liked
once.
it, but
It's got a long ass
You've only
fight
seen it
scene in it.
once?
yeah, I've only seen it once.
It's like a
when you
2-hour
showed it to
movie,
me.
and 20 minutes of it is that fight.
Talk about some cringy one-liners.
Hey,
It's
That's the
supposed to
point.
be.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
At
here
least
to
in
kick
this-
ass and chew bubble gum.
Yeah.
I'm all
I'm
out of
all
bubble
out of
bubble
gum.
gum.
that's what my shirt says.
Yeah.
She got it for me for Father's Day. I think. The
Something like
kids
that.
did. Somebody did.
Let's
Yeah.
see if it's any streaming. Anymore.
We got the 4K.
You're so proud.
I think. Pretty sure we did. I think I bought it.
So
Uh,
proud.
next week we're gonna do They Live from 1980.
What year is it?
88,
I-
87?
I don't know. I just got
It's not a
can't-
90s movie, is it? It might be.
right here.
You're asking the wrong girl.
1988.
88. Okay, I called
It's
it.
an hour and a half.
Hour and a half?
And-
Wow. Okay. So it's not as long as I thought. Yeah. Wow.
Might
Got
be
it.
streaming on Prime, but it doesn't really. It's a stream with trial.
I almost bet that this is a movie you're gonna have to probably rent to watch. I don't feel like this is a movie that a lot of people would be streaming unless it's streaming on like Shudder or something like that.
Well, that's possible.
So-
Yeah,
We own it.
you're so proud.
I am.
I would be too. It's not a bad movie.
no, it's
From what I remember anyway. That could change when I
Where was
rewatch
it?
it.
Boys. A few years back,
yeah.
we went to that.
We've gone there.
Yeah, the mask shop. They
Yeah.
had the fucking aliens.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, they had alien masks.
They had like the movie grade ones.
Yeah, but they were like fucking $200.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
I want a
too
Martian
much
outfit
blood.
from When Mars Attacks.
Was that the year that Jack decided to be Leatherface and didn't even know who it was?
Maybe. Yeah.
Dude, that kid walked into
yeah,
this,
because
he walked into one of those costume shops
The costumes.
and he was like, that one. And I was like, you want to be Leatherface? And it was like a movie grade, but it was like kid size, so it was cheap. And he's like, that guy. And I'm like, you want to be Leatherface? And he's like, who's Leatherface? And I told him he killed people with chainsaws. And he's like, well, then I'm going to need a chainsaw. It's like we had to go get him a chainsaw and everything.
And it might still be in the back of the caliber, too.
It's not.
Oh, did you pitch it?
No, 'cause
I'm gonna
remember
need a
the mask
chainsaw
fell
then.
apart.
All right.
What about the chainsaw? Maybe chainsaw.
Don't forget to check out all them socials down there in that description and shit. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Man, we haven't said that in a while.
I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
I'm out of
Oh,
over
okay.
the top.
All right. But next week we're gonna do They Live from 1988 with Rowdy Piper and some other people. But until then, you guys enjoy your week and have a wonderful weekend.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.